35 down the sidelines to the 40, makes a move to the 45, the 50, he's to the 40, he could go, he's at the 25, the 20, they dive at him, they miss him, he's in the end zone, touchdown!
Throws off his back foot, wide open man in the end zone, leaping grab, touchdown!
Launches the throw down toward the goal line, going up, ball tipped in the air, caught, touchdown!
Reverses his field, got a block from Pittman, going deep, got a man in the end zone, touchdown!
It's a man's game tonight now, you know that. Everybody watching tonight.
And now it's the Undefined Blitz with Chad and JC.
And welcome everybody once again to Undefined Blitz right here on undefinedradio.com and the Undefined Blitz podcast, which you can get on any podcasting network, any place that holds podcast and plays podcast. You can download those wherever you're at, listen to them whenever you want to. We will be uploading 2 episodes a week on Mondays and Thursdays throughout the season.
And then on top of that, I will be doing a special, very condensed hot button news topic show called The 4-Minute Offense. You can find that on the YouTube page as well as our Facebook page, which is simply The Undefined Blitz, or on YouTube, it's just Undefined Blitz.
Yeah, you can find us on all the social media networks. Give us a like, give us a follow, help us share the page and grow Undefined Blitz, because we are going to be giving you the hot takes, our hot takes, from all the top news coming out of the NFL, off the collegiate scene, all the things that are happening and impacting the sport that we kind of all love.
Absolutely. And then keep in mind, Undefined Radio is not just doing this coverage of football. We also have Friday Night Football, so there are 2 different high schools that will be broadcasting live on undefinedradio.com. You can go to the website and check that out, as well as there will be an overtime show hosted by Chad and Barry Perkins, which they will touch base on high school scores from across the country, but mostly focusing on the state of Mississippi because that's where we're located.
Yeah, but it's football. And football's fun. Football's fun to talk about. These high school students are really the athletes of tomorrow. You never know which high school superstar is going to turn into a collegiate superstar, which means it's going to be turned into an NFL pro. And all that can happen before you. That's why I love football.
You never know which ones will fail spectacularly.
No, you don't.
I mean, you don't wish that on anyone.
No.
But it's a thing that happens.
And as far as the college and pros
Martell,
go,
he's at his 87th college.
That's it. As far as the college and pros go, we will be giving out a weekly Drizzler Award. So if you screw it up pretty good, you're going to know about it.
And we're also going to have an award for guys who either outperform what was expected of them or just go out there and they just kill it routinely.
That's right. Big Kahuna Award is what we're going to call it, I believe.
So we're still working on some of that stuff, but we will have it all ironed out before the season starts and have it ready to present to you.
Yeah, which ought to be a lot of fun. So, like I said, that's this Thursday coming up. I don't even know the day. What is the day?
The 5th.
Is it the 5th?
Yes.
Tell you, I don't know the day. I'm just putting together graphics and putting this show
I'm
together.
here.
So
I know it.
it's a good thing you know it because I don't. But we do know that's the Hall of Fame game, Dallas, Pittsburgh. Now, don't get too excited. If you're looking to see the stars, you're not going to see them except on the sidelines.
No one watches the Hall of Fame game for stars. We watch the Hall of Fame game for football.
That's right.
Because we've been starved of it for 6 months by this point.
But it never fails that you're going to have somebody go, well, no, they don't even play the stars.
There was no Dak Prescott and no Ben Roethlisberger. Well, that's not what this is about. This is about seeing depth, trying to make sure your A1 guys are there ready to go when the season opener starts.
That's right. And you better have somebody if a superstar goes down, or your main guys goes down, even your backups.
And this is what's going to allow them to determine whether or not they actually have that kind of depth on their rosters. So the Hall of Fame game will be Thursday, August 5th, and then the 2020 Hall of Fame ceremony will be Saturday, August 7th, with the 2021 Hall of Fame ceremony to be on August 8th.
Good Lord, that's a lot. That's a lot of ceremonies.
And then following
bad news for that, though, for some people.
You know, later that week, I guess the following Thursday is really when it starts up. But after that, then you've got the rest of the NFL preseason finally getting underway.
That's true.
Football's here. You know,
thank God.
It's 3 days away.
Thank God.
And after that, after this past Sunday, there's no more Sundays without football until like mid-February now.
Oh yeah, and there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about.
And there will be more as the season goes on. There'll be injuries, people being in their feelings.
All up in their feelings.
Guys transferring from one college to another.
Because in their feelings.
You know, so stick with us. We, at the Undefined Blitz, we will be bringing all the news to you in as it comes. We'll be providing our take. Now, look, we're not journalists. We're not going to break news. That's not what we do.
That's right.
But we love football.
We'll talk about the news that gets broken, though.
Absolutely.
We're not going to agree on everything. You can believe that. And we're probably going to agree with you on everything. You can believe that for sure. But, that's what the community's for. That's what Undefined Blitz is for.
And if you missed the show live, because it is a podcast, you can go to where the podcasts are located, grab it that way, or it'll also be archived on undefinedradio.com. Or if you prefer to watch the show, if you, for whatever reason, want to see these two ugly mugs,
I don't know why you would.
You can hop on YouTube. We'll be there. You can go to Facebook. We'll be there.
That's right. Go to Undefined Radio. That's where we're going to really host and house a lot of our video stuff. Now, Undefined Blitz does have its own YouTube channel built on purpose, even though we're under the umbrella of Undefined Radio. But we do want you to join us there. If you got comments, you got messages, you want to be a part of the show, let us know. We want to make it all inclusive because, believe me, hopefully our goal is to have fans from all over the country. We want to talk to people who we don't follow certain teams, and that's just how it is. There's just way too much stuff out there.
We have our own fandoms.
We do.
It's a thing.
Of course. So, but you don't see us crapping on a lot of other fandoms. Now, doesn't necessarily mean
depends
that we won't crap on certain fans of certain fandoms because of the way they act. So, just you're forewarned.
And,
you're forewarned.
Also, guys, if you watch our video and you feel like we omitted something or we looked over something,
or we were just plain wrong about something factual, which is what we're trying to get right.
Right. So hit us up. Let us know in the comments, and if it's a very good response, we'll probably mention it in the next show, feature it in the next show.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
If it's a good tweet or Facebook comment or YouTube comment, whatever, we'll actually drop it in the video, throw it up there for you guys to see.
That's right. We're not afraid. We're not afraid. Look, we know we're going to be wrong about some things.
It happens.
You just got to remember, though, a lot of what we're going to tell you is opinions.
And sometimes our mouths move faster than our brains.
That happens a lot.
The words are coming out faster than we can actually process the
Exactly.
thought.
You'll hear me stumble sometimes because I'll get passionate about.
Well, I'm saying sometimes we'll just inadvertently say the wrong thing.
Well, that's going to happen too. But remember, it's different when we're talking about a factual thing, or when we are rather than when we're giving our opinion about a certain thing that's happening. All right, because there's going to be a lot of that. Whether or not you agree with how Aaron Rodgers handled his situation, how you feel about Texas and Oklahoma joining the SEC, because believe me, there's a lot of people out there pretty butthurt about it.
Or how do you feel about college football realignment in general, because it's about to happen in a way that's been unprecedented.
Yeah, it's going to happen, and that's what's kind of cool about it. That makes it exciting, though. People are like, well, I'm a traditionalist and love tradition. Tradition is important to me. That's not.
Yeah. You know what? You can make new traditions.
You can make a lot of new traditions. Sometimes things are just stale. Everybody says tradition's important until something new and exciting comes along, and they find out, hey, this actually isn't all that bad.
I can live without this other thing.
Yeah, so, it's like with the Big 12. People are talking, well, it's just not the same. Look, it hasn't been the same in a while because there's only been 10 teams in the Big 12, first of all. Absolutely. So let's get that straight. Second of all, without Texas and OU, I'm sorry, there is no Big 12.
Right. I mean, they are the two moneymakers. But the conference has been hurting ever since Nebraska, Colorado, A&M, and Missouri left.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they brought in TCU and West Virginia, but you got to remember, West Virginia was that better program that no one else wanted.
That's right.
They fell out of the Big East, and then the ACC decided, no, we're good. Hard pass. So the Big 12 picked them up because they needed teams. They found themselves down to 8.
Which is funny.
And then TCU, they were a really good program on the rise, but they were still that unproven program that everyone was like, nah, you can't join us. You can't join us.
That's right.
They joined the Big East long enough for it to collapse. And then they turned around and the Big 12's like, hey, we need teams. Come here. And TCU's been pretty good in the Big 12.
And I think with Texas and Oklahoma in the Big 12, you could get teams. You had a better chance of that. Without Texas and Oklahoma,
it's a struggle.
Bah.
I know some people are saying that it's a group of 5 conference without Texas and OU. I don't think it's that bad. Like, you have a traditional basketball power in Kansas.
Sure.
Oklahoma State traditionally has been at least a pretty good football team. Mm-hmm. Maybe not necessarily great. Baylor basketball is up right now, although their football is kind of trending back downward again after a decade of success.
That's right.
Through the 2010s. Iowa State football is up right now. But historically, they're awful, and as soon as Matt Campbell leaves, they will be awful again.
That's correct.
So it's a weird thing to find with where's the Big 12 really right now in this moment?
The dirt. They in the dirt. They are the drizzles right now.
Hey, as it currently stands, Texas and Oklahoma are still Big 12 teams.
They are.
And everyone's talking
Technically,
about...
they are.
And a big thing that people are talking about right now is wait until October 9th in the Red River rivalry game at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. There is going to be an SEC chant that breaks out.
You know there
They're already
is.
talking.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Texas and Oklahoma fans in harmony chanting SEC, something that you thought would have never happened as recently as 2 weeks ago.
No, we were talking about that earlier about Texas and OU working together to get this deal done.
But it was one out of necessity, and they knew that.
Yeah, exactly.
They understood it because it keeps not only them alive and relevant, it moves them to the SEC where they will make more money, and all the other SEC schools will make more money. It keeps their rivalry going. It reignites old rivalries like Texas and A&M, Oklahoma and A&M, Texas and Arkansas. That's another one that we'll get back.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we don't know how it's going to play out. Will there be 2 divisions? Will it be 4 pod divisions?
Everybody has
14
so
pod divisions?
many ideas on how this should work.
Will it be divisionless? You know, there's all sorts of ways for it to shake out. I personally am a big fan of the divisionless system.
Mm-hmm.
Make it divisionless, 9 conference games a year.
Yeah.
Each school has 2 yearly rivals. So 2 schools that they will play year in and year out every year. You don't have to worry about it. So Texas gets A&M and OU.
That's the way it should be.
Absolutely.
It needs to be that way.
However, that leaves you with 7 other conference games.
That's right.
Right? So when you schedule these 7 conference games, you're basically on a 2-year schedule. You know that you're going to play those 7 schools home and away over the course of the next 2 years. You're going to